Hello learners, last time we studied about e-resources which libraries offer to their users, and today we will focus on organization of library material, its concept, need and purpose. Our presentation will cover different types of library material, types of print and non-print library material, electronic library materials, examples of library materials, need and purpose of organizing library materials, activities and steps of organizing library materials. Library materials are also known as library documents. The library materials are records of human knowledge on paper or in electronic form for easy handling, storage, use and preservation. The information contained in documents represents the thought content and knowledge. Documents are available in a variety of print and non-print forms. Learners, as we know, a library is a collection of information sources and services. This collection is maintained by the library for different types of users. The users may be children, school students, teachers, researchers, senior citizens, and so on. The primary goal and job of a library is to aid its users in their quest for knowledge. Thus, an excellent collection of documents is required for providing services to the users. Library materials or documents may be available in a variety of forms which include both the print and the non-print materials. The different kinds of print material are books, periodicals, newspapers, dissertations and theses, standards, patents, maps and reports. The screen shows books which are arranged in shelves. The next screen shows various newspapers which are available in print. Books. A book is defined as a written or printed literary work which is separately published and has an independent physical existence with pages fastened along one side and encased between protective covers. Books constitute a major portion of any library's collection. A book can be simple or composite, single-volumed or multiple-volumed. It can be a general book, a textbook, or a reference book. Besides, books can be fiction or non-fictional books too. In textbooks, information on a topic is arranged in such a way that a beginner can acquire knowledge about that topic systematically. Textbooks are used as a part of taking a course and are usually written so that they are complete and understandable on their own. As you can see on the screen, this is a multi-volume book. There are different volumes. Then we have periodicals. A periodical is a publication with a distinctive title which appears at stated or regular intervals without prior decision as to when the last issue shall appear. It contains articles, editorials, features, columns, stories or other writings by several contributors. Periodicals are important sources for current information on any subject. UNESCO has defined a periodical as a publication that constitutes one issue in a continuous series under the same title, published at regular or irregular intervals over an indefinite period. Individual issues in the series are numbered consecutively or each issue being dated. Periodicals are also referred to as serials or journals. Besides these, magazines are the most typical type of periodicals. Periodicals. The most important aspect about the subject material of periodicals is that the latest or current information is provided to the readers through them. The new issues are displayed prominently to the readers when they are received and are replaced by the subsequent new ones. As you can see on the screen, this is a journal. Periodicals are also known as journals. This is a journal which is known as Indian Journal of Experimental Biology, and it is published by NISCIA, National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources. Magazines are also periodicals with each issue starting at page 1, but they are not academic or professional publications. Magazines publish current events and editorials, non-scholarly articles about topics of general interest to the readers. Magazines also publish special issues on different topics like health, education, and so on. For example, the screenshot shows India Today, a magazine which has published an issue on best colleges of India. Outlook is another magazine, and you can see these examples on the screen. So these periodicals and journals, newspapers, they were all print material. Now we will be talking about non-print materials. Non-print materials are defined as any material available in forms other than the printed matter. These are rapidly becoming important information and learning resource material in modern libraries. Non-print materials differ from print material in several ways. One of the chief differences is that a machine must serve as a mediator between the information and the user of non-print material. The non-print materials are available in two categories: the audiovisual material and the electronic materials. Audiovisual material is a generic term to describe information content held in storage and transmission media formats that use images and sounds rather than or sometimes in addition to textual matter. Audiovisual means materials which has both a sound and a visual component, such as slide tapes, presentations, films, and television programs. These materials are also called instructional materials. They are in fact educational aids that work primarily through the senses, especially hearing and seeing. Audiovisual material or audiovisual aids, they are also called instructional material. Audio literally means hearing and visual means that which is found by seeing. Such all aids which endeavor to make the knowledge clear to us through our senses are called audiovisual aids. All these learning material make the learning situations as real as possible and give us first-hand knowledge. Therefore, any device is used to make the learning experience more concrete, effective, realistic, and dynamic can be considered as audio-visual material. Some of the examples of audio-visual materials are audio cassettes, videotapes, motion picture films, slides, microforms, CD-ROMs, DVDs, and photographs. The libraries also include audio-visual materials in their collections. So the libraries having these materials also have the equipment used in accessing and reading them, such as motion picture projectors, television sets, record and tape players, and overhead projectors. Electronic resources. Computers and related electronic resources have come to play a central role in modern libraries. Electronic resources are of great importance here. Electronic resources are also referred to as e-resources, and they have added value to the libraries for offering better services to the users. Electronic resources may be defined as any library material that is made available electronically. These are those library resources which include documents in electronic or e-format, which can be accessed locally or via internet. Many reference books are also available in electronic format. E-resources, users are provided access to various e-resources which may be e-books, e-journals, e-databases, e-magazines, e-images, e-audio, digital library projects, electronic exhibitions, e-newsletters, e-conference proceedings, and so on and so forth. Many of the electronic resources are available free of cost to anyone over the internet, but some are commercial resources and are available at a price. The screen shows Annals of Library and Information Studies, which is an e-journal in the field of library science. You can see on the screen it's Annals of Library and Information Studies, and it is published by Niscare. The next screen shows Ariadne, which is an e-journal in the field of library and information science, and it does not have print counterpart. So it's important to know that e-journals may have print counterparts as well, but this journal, for example, Ariadne, which is being shown on the screen, it's an e-journal in the field of library and information science. It does not have any print counterpart. After e-journals, we also have electronic books. An electronic book or e-book is a book publication made available in digital form consisting of text, images or both, readable on the flat panel display of computers or other electronic devices, sometimes defined as an electronic version of a printed book. Some e-books do not have print counterparts. Commercially produced and sold e-books are usually intended to be read on dedicated e-readers, devices, desktop computers, laptops, tablets and smartphones. E-book, it's an abbreviated term for electronic book, a book that can be accessed electronically via internet. Different publishers like Taylor and Francis, Elsevier, Sage, Wiley publish e-books. Libraries procure other documents like theses and dissertations, reports, patents, standards and photographs. These documents have to be organized and maintained properly so that the users may retrieve, read and use them as per their needs whenever they want without wasting their time. If the collection is not well organized, users will not get what they need and the collection will remain unused or underutilized. So, organization of documents is essential for optimum utilization. The documents have to be organized in such a way that it becomes easy for library staff and the users to find immediately without wasting time the information they require. So, what is the need to organize library materials? Organization maximizes search capabilities for users. It displays the available resources. It minimizes physical, intellectual, and time barriers. The purpose of organizing library materials is to ensure location of library materials, to facilitate easy retrieval of the documents, to enhance the effective utilization of the material, and to attract the users to the library. Now, what are the steps involved in organizing the library materials? Libraries procure documents for collection as per the needs and recommendations of the users. For example, school libraries will have the collection of books to suit or cater to the needs or interest of the school students. They may have textbooks, reference books, fiction, non-fiction books, newspapers, and magazines. College and university libraries procures books and periodicals as per recommendations of students and faculty members. The faculty members recommend as per the requirements of the programs and courses which the colleges or universities offer. The students may also recommend books which they need for their studies. The recommended books are finalized for purchase on the basis of funds or budget which the libraries have at their disposal. There are different steps which libraries follow for organizing their documents. Libraries select materials or documents based on the availability of funds. Then they place order for purchase. They acquire the documents or selected material. Then they maintain the records of newly acquired material. Once the books are purchased, the very first step which is done and which is known as is physical processing. Physical processing involves inspection of documents, easing tight book binding, opening uncut pages, reinforcing paperbacks, and stamping as a mark of identification. Self-preparation is also known as physical processing. Documents need to be physically processed before they are shelved or arranged on stacks for circulation and use. Different activities involved in self-preparation are inspecting the document, then pasting barcode labels, library labels, putting stamp of the library on confidential page, and last page of the book. Then it also involves preparing book cards, book pockets, due date slips, and preparation of call number tags. Once the physical processing has been done, technical processing is also required. Technical processing involves classification and cataloging. Classification is a process of grouping together similar or like entities. It brings system and order among the entities or among the documents. Library classification involves assigning a call number to each document. Call number consists of class number and book number. There are different tools which are used for technical processing under classification. Libraries use a particular scheme of classification. It may be colon classification or it may be decimal classification. Copy of author's table approved for use if the scheme is other than colon classification. Libraries also use Sears list of subject headings, Library of Congress list of subject headings, and authority file. Then after classification, cataloging of books is also done. And the different tools which are used are AACR 2R, then CCC introduced by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. Under this cataloging, libraries prepare main entries, they prepare shelf list, and added and reference entries are also prepared. New arrivals on display. Once the newly acquired books have been processed, they are kept on display for a week or two for readers or users to see and browse the content. The current issues of the journals, they are also put on display for users to browse the content. Then different steps which are followed in organizing the library material: storing and shelving, shelving of books in the stacks, shelving of periodicals in the stacks, shelving of non-book material, CDs, maps, newspapers, and so on and so forth. The library must be maintained if it has to be meaningful and relevant to the users. Self-rectification is done to ensure that the documents are in good condition in their assigned places. It is conducted at fixed intervals, maintenance of correct order in shelf, ensuring presence of book card, due date slip, book tag in their place and in good condition, and replacement of the missing ones, identifying titles which are severely damaged, identifying titles in need of minor repair. Maintenance of shelves is also very essential. It is essential for keeping the system in a functional state. It ensures the existence and optimum use of the system. Libraries acquire documents of different types, and it is essential to keep them in proper condition for long-term use. Protection of the physical condition of the documents. Well-maintained stacks facilitate easy access, and this further ensures optimum use and satisfaction among the users. Appropriate shelving locations, space between the shelves, all these things have to be ensured in maintenance of shelves. Now, in a recap, we have studied that users rely on libraries which provide information in support of teaching, learning, research, and knowledge dissemination, which is a fundamental reason for the existence of libraries. Library materials are available in various forms like print and non-print material. The print material includes books, periodicals, newspapers, and reference books. The non-print material includes audio, visual, and e-resources. The collections have to be well organized and well maintained. The purpose of organizing the materials in the library is to facilitate easy retrieval of documents and required information. Other material acquired by libraries are standards, patents, pamphlets, reports, dissertations, and theses. Electronic resources are e-resources, for example, e-books, electronic books, which can be read digitally on the computer screen or on other devices like e-book readers. All these above mentioned list all the different materials which library acquire and which we have discussed right now. They have to be processed and made available for the users or for the visitors. The steps in organizing library material are necessary to assess, acquire, process, and to maintain the collections. In short, Library collections have to be organized and maintained so that they are used by the students, researchers, and teachers for their learning and teaching activities. Thank you very much.
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, धन साधन
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने हम, अपना जीवन स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बात,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम, अपना जीवन स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम, स्वयं बने हम,
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। Online on time for safe and secure admission.